Yo, I wanted to, you and I don't know if you know this, but your daughter and my son have something in common. They're both, as I heard you describe it on a podcast, victims of drug addiction. Because my son's mom, her whole life was just, I mean, it was like a battle to keep her sober. She left him when he was like 2 for like a year, and then at the age of 10, I decided to pull the plug on trying to keep the bullshit together. He hasn't seen him. She hasn't seen him. He's 19. She hasn't seen him since he was 10.
Wow.
But my wife comes into his life when he's 11, and is mom now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk to you, like, how do you deal with, and I'm kind of asking for advice here because my son's 19. He's a great kid. Just graduated high school. He's going to college. But I feel like sometimes I see him wearing that unresolved mom shit.
Yeah. Well, he is. There's no way he's not. I mean, even the toughest, smartest kids that are the most grounded and understanding, when you go through something like that, you can't help but wonder what's going on. And you also got to keep in mind that no matter how smart he is, that brain's still developing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? He's still, even though he's 19, he can buy a cigarette now. It's not, to me, he's not no adult. I wasn't an adult at 18.
Oh, no. I mean, I had him when I was 18.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, so you know that feeling. So it's like, I don't know, man. I would encourage you to encourage him, or I'll encourage him, to reach out and seek real help about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is a book called Children of Drug Addict Parents or something like that. Children of Alcoholic Parents. I'm just not, whatever. But I normally would have that book on the top of my head. But I've read it before. It's a great book. It helped me a lot. Just like getting in tune with that and understanding. And for one, him just acknowledging it.
Yeah.
That'll be a good step for him, just to kind of be like, yeah, man, it does bother me a little bit
Right.
that,
Do you have to deal with that with Bailey at all sometimes, where you got kind of like, because you kind of had to get your shit, you were forced to get your shit together.
100%, man.
For her.
And I still have the moments with B where I can tell it's weighing on her, and we still allow her to talk. And
Yeah.
And I allow her to have space to feel however she feels about her mother. That's a big one, because sometimes she's like, yo, I kind of want to talk to her and I want to figure this out. And I'm like, cool. And then sometimes she's like, I never want to talk to that woman again. And I'm like, I respect that decision too.
Yeah.
But either decision you make, I think it's important that you continue to get help about it. So,
Yeah.
she goes, and Bailey's been in therapy for a couple of years about it.
Right. Well, that's
So-
important. The therapy part, yeah.
Well, it just will help him to understand why he thinks the way he thinks about things. And I would hate for it to affect his relationships later in life by not getting ahead of it now.
Yeah, and it's like having, like the way you had Bunny, the way I have my wife, it's like, man, I don't know where I don't know if I was able to even handle like the level of like fatherhood that came with trying to make it while also keeping this kid
Right.
on the right tracks, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Deep. No, that's deep. Thanks for sharing that. I'll get the name of that book though, man. That book it's incredible, man. I remember when I first looked at it, I was like, this doesn't look like
right.
children of adult alcoholics or something like that. Adult children of alcoholics is it, or something like that.
You're on this health kick right now. How many? I think I heard you say you lost about 60 pounds.
No, I'm at 100.
100 pounds. Well, congratulations.
I'm at
man.
a legit 100. I'm at a legit 100 from my, like, kind of a little bit more than 100 from what my biggest was. I'm down 80 or 90 this year.
It's amazing.
like
I
40
remember
on this
the
tour,
last
30
time,
or
like,
40.
because I remember, like, what's it about 2016, 17, you had lost a lot of weight.
Yep.
And
Back. This time I got to keep it off.
well, it's crazy because I was talking with Big X the Plug about this, because I was like, hey man, like you're like Big X the Plug, but like we also want you to be here.
Right.
Do you like worry about like your image of what the public knows you as being wrapped into being like a heavier guy?
Man, I'm going to lose the weight and I'm going to break the curse.
Yeah, because you think
Because
about
there
like,
is a quote unquote
actors and
like
stuff,
actor
and-
curse
yeah.
of actors who lost weight that couldn't find work. But there's also actors that lost weight and found more work.
100%.
You know what I mean? But if that is a quote unquote curse, I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
Me and my wife actually talked about this real deep one night recently, because she knows whenever I get the eye of the tiger in me, she's seen it before. Now we've been together long enough that she's like, Oh, I know my husband. He's not going to stop till his weight's off. Like, when he really dials in, this dude's fixing to completely shed this. And she was like, well, do you have a plan sustainable to keep it off? She's just being a good woman, you know what I mean? Just having real conversations with me. And she goes, are you worried about any criticism? And I was like, a little bit. I was like, I know how this works. Like, they're going to, even though I'm losing the weight in front of everybody, there's still going to be some people like, well, of course you took the shot. No, I never took a shot.
Yeah, there's no Ozempic
I mean?
here.
Yeah, it's like they're not that I'm against Ozempic. My doctor thinks it's great. I'm just personally not. I'm afraid of stuff like that. I just don't. I did drugs for so long. I like putting weird shit in my body no more.
Fair enough.
Fair. But it's I'm not saying I won't do it. But I can still see her. I can imagine that I'm about another 70, 80 pounds. I got another goal to lose a lot more weight. And there'll come a point where they'll start saying I look sick. And I'm cool with it. Me and her talked about it, and she was so honest. She was like, good. I just wanted to make sure it didn't hurt your feelings. I was like, no, I'm not. The difference is I think a lot of people make the mistake of going and hiding and getting healthy and then coming out healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like.
And instead of doing it in front of everybody so they see that.
Yeah, like watch the daily rolls, dude. I put them on my
to.
Instagram every day where it's like just what we're doing in life. And I'm not going to be one of them weird people that loses a bunch of weight and it becomes my identity neither.
Right.
Like, I feel better. I'm not going to talk about it because it's going to always be the elephant in the room. But it's like, I feel better. I'm thinking clearer. And it's one part of what I do every day is I now eat better. I fight my food addiction demon and I work out. But it still makes very little of who I am as a human.
Yeah.
It's only making who I am as a human better.
Yeah.
I'm only becoming a better human as I'm getting healthier.
What, for you, like, talk about just like, because, for anybody who's friends with you, you've always had a recreational relationship with certain substances.
Yep.
But for you, like, just being around you the last like 6-7 months, I've noticed like you've like calmed down a lot when it comes to. I mean, obviously we'll drink sometimes.
Yep.
But was there like a breaking point for you where you were like, yo, I got to kind of kick back a little?
I could not drink the way I was drinking and keep up with this schedule.
Yeah, because dude, you're the tequila god.
I drink. I don't drink a lot, but when I drink a lot.
Yeah,
for sure. I am legend with people. It is crazy. But yeah, I just couldn't drink. I'm so like. I started implementing little like adult 40-year-old rules now that are like I don't drink unless I have a full day off the next day, just in case because the way I like to drink. And I haven't had a full day off. Really. Backed up to a night that it made sense to drink in a long time.
Right, like a celebratory night or something.
Yeah, it's like we were thinking about it. Like the iHeartRadio Awards was like one of those magical nights where we won an award. We're celebrating and had nothing to do the next day. It was like score.
Yeah, we got blacked out that night,
Bubba, for sure. Yeah. Because when I like.
Wasn't that the night you fell in the pond?
Yeah, that's the night I fell in the pond of the hotel. Splashed around. No, it's like, dude, those are like, if I'm going to go out and party, I party that way. And the next day it involves real recovery for me. Like, I got to drink certain water, eat food, get in a sauna, get an IV.
Yeah.
I'm old. I just don't have it no more. So it's like, I don't know. I'm more in love with the pace of the work I'm doing right now. We're working at a way different pace, man.